Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Monday Night Raw, and straight into things here. Kicking off, out comes the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, and I'm sure we'll all agree what a couple weeks that this woman has had. Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 38 DEST, stepping up to big time Becky Lynch at WrestleMania in the main event of night one, and Bianca Belair beating her to win that Raw Women's Championship. And then just last week on Raw, the two women fighting again in the main event, Belair versus Lynch, and Bianca Belair beating big time Becky Lynch for a second time in a matter of 2 weeks. Incredible from Bianca Belair, proving that she deserves her spot on top of the Raw Women's division right here, right now, where she stands. And Bianca Belair ready to say her thing or two, it seems, ready to address what is next, having finally dealt with Becky Lynch once and for all. What is next for the EST of WWE and Bianca Belair? Talking about beating big-time Becky Lynch, I won't repeat what she said, but she is, yes, still the Raw Women's Champion. You have to give it to her for that. Saying Becky Lynch could go to the back of the line. Becky Lynch, of course, as she says, not even on Raw, so she will not have a chance to get that championship back anytime soon. She'll have to turn her attention to SmackDown's grandest prize, held by Ronda Rousey. And Bianca Belair putting out the challenge, and out coming Shayna Baszler. Bianca Belair asking for someone to step up to her, and Shayna Baszler doing it, bringing up those days in NXT where Shayna was, of course, the one on top, and Bianca Belair was the one chasing her and unable to stop her. But Bianca saying this is a different Bianca Belair. This is the Raw Women's Champion, the EST Bianca Belair. And Shayna Baszler a bit of a threat. Shayna Baszler, a very threatening superstar. It has to be said, and both women look like they could be ready to go right here and right now, to be honest with you. But Bianca Belair not wanting to go in a lead, but Shayna Baszler attacking her. Vicious Shayna Baszler not giving up. A kick to the gut, grabbing hold of the Raw Women's Champ, lifting her up and dropping her into that chokehold. Shayna Baszler choking out the champ here. Bianca Belair trying to fight out, but unable to, as Shayna Baszler eventually releasing the hold. Bianca Belair clutching her throat, grasping for air, as Shayna Baszler stands tall to end things here. And backstage, we have Kaylee Ray talking about her attack of Becky Lynch last week. I'm reminding Becky Lynch of what happened. Replay here, that vicious attack with a baseball bat to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch left laying, and Kaylee Ray standing over her, just like Kaylee Ray says here. And Kaylee Ray sounds like she wants Becky Lynch, and she does. WrestleMania Backlash, the gauntlet is set. Will Becky Lynch accept? Will she man up, as Kaylee Ray puts it, and accept her challenge? Oh my god. As out comes now the Alpha Academy, the Raw Tag Team Champions, not in a tag team match. Chad Gable joining his partners in a ring, of course, who will be at ringside, but it will be Otis going one-on-one with the man he attacked last week, the United States Champion Finn Balor. Chad Gable may be feeling a bit disrespected by Finn Balor not accepting his challenge, sending Otis to attack him in the parking lot. And now Finn Balor looking for revenge one-on-one with Otis, that absolute brute, that absolute giant that is Otis here tonight, one-on-one. Who will come out on top? Can Finn Balor come out victorious here, the United States Champion, get revenge on Otis, and then maybe he will decide now to accept that challenge from Chad Gable. Maybe it's a little bit more of an interesting proposition after what Chad Gable arranged. Maybe the idea of getting revenge on Gable will be enough for Finn Balor to want him to step up and want him to have that match, as here he is, the United States Champion, Finn Balor, the Prince. Finn Balor, he's been on a hell of a roll, beating Damian Priest at WrestleMania, of course, most recently, and now going after Otis, another big guy. But can Finn Balor keep this run going? Can he come out on top? Champion versus champion. Otis, not a guy to be messed with. Finn Balor, former world champion. Otis, former Money in the Bank winner. Otis, current Raw Tag Team champ. Finn Balor, current United States champ. This should be a good, very hard-hitting, I imagine, matchup between these two guys. Neither man is going to want to lose to the other. They're both going to want to prove that they belong, that they're the top dog, they're the alpha male. Otis is going to want to put Finn Balor in his place for disrespecting his friend, his ally, his mentor, Chad Gable. And Finn Balor's going to want to shut up Otis. Going to want to hit him right in that cake hole of his and prove that he's better than Alpha Academy, that he's not scared of Chad Gable, and he's not scared of Chad Gable's friend Otis. Finn Balor looking ready for battle, looking out at Chad Gable, who he's not fighting tonight, but he could fight anytime, you have to imagine. As Finn Balor mounts that turnbuckle one last time and pointing down the camera. Finn Balor, the United States champ, a fighting champion, ready for battle right here and right now against one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Otis. And this is gonna be a good one, I can feel it. As Otis getting ready in his corner and Finn Balor in his, and we are underway now. Both men going at each other, and Otis getting a big strike to start things off and lifting up Finn Balor, twisting him round. What a beautiful little dance Otis is going on here. Feels like he was going forever before slamming Finn Balor to the mat, and Otis running onto the apron and then back into the ring, maybe having second thoughts about what he was planning as he grabs a hold of Finn Balor and a big elbow to the back of Balor's head. And then grabbing him by the arm and a big stomp to follow up. Otis taking control early on. The powerhouse of Otis choking out on Finn Balor here. Otis, Chad Gable cheering him on as Finn Balor reverses out of it. Goes for Otis, but Otis just shoving him off. But Finn Balor with a big chop and grabbing hold of Otis just shoves him off again and grabs a hold this time and lifts up Finn Balor, but jumps over Otis and a big strike to the back of the head and some chops in the corner. Finn Balor fighting back into this. Go on, Finn. Finn taking down Otis and then an elbow drop to the arm. Finn Balor knows he's got to strike while the iron's hot. If Otis can get back to his feet, if he can get the advantage back, then Finn Balor's going to be in trouble, but he climbs onto the apron and up to the top rope. Finn Balor calling for Otis to get to his feet. What has he got in mind here? Finn Balor from the top rope jumps down and grabs a hold of Otis, dragging him to the ropes, placing him ever so carefully, and goes for him, but Otis with a big elbow to fight out of it, grabbing hold of Finn and spine-bustering him down, lifting him up above his head and planting him to the mat. As Finn Balor, though, fighting back right to the top rope as Otis gets to his feet groggy, and Finn Balor, unable to make the distance, jumps down again. Will he ever be able to get a coup de grace? You have to think he's going for off. As he jumps at a big twisting DDT onto Otis there, as Otis quickly getting back to his feet, but Finn Balor tossing him into the corner and grabs a hold. And a big strike right to the face, knocking Otis onto his ass. And then planting him with a big powerbomb. I don't know how Finn Balor found the strength. The power of his abs is perhaps unknowable. As he climbs to the top rope again, Finn Balor. And a big coup de grace finally gets it off on Otis. And lifting him up, he's not done. A big strike, but Otis fighting back. Otis, a big clothesline taking down Finn Balor. Finn Balor going for him as Otis. But Finn Balor with a big knee buster to the face. And Chad Gable getting onto the apron, calling for Finn Balor, trying to distract him. But Finn Balor not distracted. Finn Balor knows what he must do. And he lifts up Otis and plants him onto the mat. And Finn Balor making the cover. As Chad Gable does get the right distraction off this time on the referee. As Finn Balor climbs to the top rope and goes for another coup de grace, but Otis rolling out the way. But Finn Balor taking the advantage back immediately with another twisting running DDT. And a big elbow drop to the big man Otis right in the middle of the ring there from Finn Balor before he climbs to the middle rope. Finn Balor and a big chop right to the face of Otis. A big strike as he makes the cover. 1, 2, and it's a kick out at 2.5. I don't know how Otis found the strength, neither does Finn Balor by all accounts. But these men going at it as Otis gets to his feet and picks up Finn Balor and lifts him over his head, slamming him behind him. And he does it again, lifting him, pressing him above his head. Otis plants the United States champion, just dropping him on the mat before he picks him up and drops him again with a big elbow drop. Otis got Finn Balor on his feet, lifting him up, but Finn Balor jumping over his head, punched to the back of it, as Otis fights back with some big strikes here. Look at Otis go, grabbing a hold of Balor and trying to plant him again, but Finn Balor finding out as Chad Gable places a steel chair into the middle of the ring, and Finn Balor and SCO forward. If he had went backwards into the steel chair, the ref might have disqualified him, so maybe a smart move by Finn Balor, as Chad Gable distracting Finn Balor. Now Finn Balor allowing himself to be distracted and allowing Otis back into it, grabbing a hold of Balor by the head and smashing him into the top turnbuckle there. As Finn Balor getting out of the corner, Otis grabbing a hold of him again, lifting him up, pressing him above his head, and then just dropping him to the mat again. Otis just showing off that strength of the big man as he grabs a hold of Finn Balor here and tosses him into the corner. And Otis, what's he got plans? Throws Finn Balor to the mat, climbs to the second rope, showing off, doing a bit of bounce, and then big drop right onto Finn Balor, making the cover. Is this it for the United States Champion? 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. What a match this has been. Both men giving this absolutely everything they've got. As Otis picks up Finn Balor, and he plants him with a slam before lifting him back to his feet. And goes for a strike, but Finn Balor somehow finds the energy to reverse him and takes him out with a big Pele kick. Finn Balor climbing onto the apron, running across, jumping to the top turnbuckle, back onto the apron. Finn Balor getting back into the ring as Otis with a big overhead hit. Finn Balor maybe in two minds about what to do. Maybe Chad Gable getting into his head again as Otis plants him onto that mat. Before picking him back to his feet, Otis grabs a hold of Finn Balor, tosses him across the ring into the turnbuckle. Goes for Finn Balor with a big elbow to fight him off. And taking him out. A beautiful move from Finn Balor as he jumps onto the apron. And fully knowing what he wants to do this time, taking out Chad Gable with a big running chop. And then back into the ring. Just clothesline from behind to Otis. Finn Balor's feeling it to the top rope and coup de grace. A second coup de grace to Otis. Chad Gable back to his feet. But the referee counts all the way to 3. Finn Balor picks up the victory here. The US champion reigns supreme. He was making sure Chad Gable couldn't get involved in the finish that time. Running out of the ring onto the apron. Big jumping clothesline taking down Chad Gable from Finn Balor. Back into the ring. Takes down Otis. Coup de grace. And Finn Balor is victorious here. On Monday Night Raw, over one half of the tag team champions, Otis, he gets his revenge for that assault from Otis last week, and you have to think that feels particularly sweet for Finn Balor. Otis came close on a number of occasions, but it is the United States champion. After an incredible back and forth match, who comes out supreme, Finn Balor stands victorious in this ring. As in slides Chad Gable face to face with Finn Balor. Finn Balor's problems with Chad Gable. Will he accept the challenge? Now, what the hell? It's Austin Theory. Austin Theory attacking both men. The referee telling Theory to get out. This doesn't involve him. What the hell is Theory doing here? Laying out Finn Balor and Chad Gable. What is going on? As now, The Miz and Morrison talking backstage. We don't even have time to process what just happened. Theory taking out Chad Gable and Otis and Finn Balor. Can't even catch my words as Miz and Morrison talk about beating Rey Mysterio last week. Morrison not having the chance to celebrate because of Dominik's appearance, but The Miz saying that he's going to take out Otis, send him back to NXT. He says, oh, you have to think Rey and Dominik won't appreciate that, as it is main event time. The Miz with John Morrison in his corner, taking on Dominik in his Raw return, and Rey Mysterio in his corner. The Mysterios are here. Rey and Dom ready for battle, ready for action, ready for war. As Finn Balor and Dominik, father and son, the first ever father and son tag team champions, look to take out Miz and Morrison to teach him a lesson for the trouble they've been causing, for the way they've been acting, for everything. Can Rey and Dominik do it? Can Dominik do it here tonight against The Miz, a former WWE champion? The Miz will not go down easy. I think we're all aware of that, but Dominik, you also have to imagine, is going to give this everything he's got as they're ready for a battle, these two. Playing to the crowd. The crowd love the Mysterios. Always have. You have to think they always will. Especially against the two superstars there. Against a lot less love for Miz and Morrison. A lovely moment in that ring. Rey Mysterio and Dominik really reunited here. As out comes Dominik's opponent for tonight. And the two men who have been antagonizing the Mysterios for months. At this point, the team of The Miz and the returned John Morrison. The Miz Of course, coming out first, as always, the man in action right here, right now. Morrison beat Rey Mysterio last week. Can The Miz follow it up by beating Dominik here tonight? The Miz is ready and calling for his partner, John Morrison. Johnny, Drip, whatever you want to call him, the shaman of sexy. John Morrison and The Miz ready for this. As they play to their, they would say, adoring fans across the world, but there's not much love for them, especially when they act like how they do to a WWE legend like Rey Mysterio and his family. Miz and Morrison ready for this nonetheless. Ready for this battle, ready for this match, the main event, The Miz and Dominik. Who is gonna come out on top? You have to think both men are going to want this. Dominik's going to want to prove the Miz's words are wrong. Prove that he shouldn't have been sent to NXT. Prove that he's here for a reason, not just on the coattails in the name of his father, but because he belongs here. He deserves to be on a WWE ring on Monday Night Raw, week in and week out. Prove that he has earned his place here, just like everyone else, just like The Miz and Morrison did all those years ago. But The Miz going to want to prove that he's right, that Dominik doesn't belong here, and that Rey Mysterio using his family name just to get Dominik in the door. Who will come out on top? Main event time, Monday Night Raw. The Miz versus Dominik Mysterio. Morrison and Rey in the corners, and here we go. Both of these men going at it. Dominik with some swift kicks immediately, but Miz striking down against some big hits of his own. And a big elbow takes Dominik off his feet and sends him to the mat. And The Miz taking him out with another big kick as well. Lifting Dominik to his feet now. The Miz and some more big strikes. Trying to take the wind out of his lungs as he continues these big strikes. Grabbing a hold of Dominik. Fighting back. A big headbutt from Dominik. Grabbing hold of The Miz. And a twisting, turning slam there from Dominik. Beautiful move for kicking Miz whilst he's off balance and sending him to the mat. And some more swift kicks as Dominik climbs to the top rope right by his father. Maybe trying to show off what his father has taught him. And a big frog splash. Maybe some Rey Mysterio magic. Maybe a bit of Latino heat magic. Dominik Mysterio has wrestling in his blood. And he goes for a big standing moonsault. But The Miz rolls out the way. Gets to his feet. Grabs a hold of Dominik here. And smashes him face first into the mat. The referee counting it. 1. But Dominik powering out. This isn't ending like this, Dominik says. As The Miz grabs a hold of him. And a big drop kick to the back of Dominik Mysterio. The Miz lifting Dominik to his feet now, grabbing a hold of him and slamming him, a neck breaker, sending Dominik to the mat. The Miz stomping Dominik, no respect, as Dominik powers to his feet, grabs a hold of The Miz now. And Dominik, what's he got planned? Oh my god, what a move. Turning The Miz inside out, slamming to the mat, and now Dominik making the cover. 1, and The Miz powering out at 1 now. Both of these men want this win. Neither wants to lose to the other as Dominik grabs a hold of The Miz. And his own little neck breaker there, sending The Miz down as Miz quickly gets back to his feet. But Dominik sends The Miz flying across the ring. And he calls for a drop the dime. 619 from Dominik Mysterio to The Miz. As Dominik climbs back into the ring, Miz trying to get back to his feet. As Dominik drops him with a big seated hurricanrana before climbing to the top rope. Dominik Mysterio, but The Miz somehow finding the energy to climb to his feet and going for some big strikes for Dominik here. And a leg sweep from The Miz taking out Dominik. The Miz refuses to be beaten by Dominik Mysterio. A big boot from The Miz before taunting the WWE Universe, taunting Dominik, maybe a bit too much taunting. Dominik back to his feet as Dominik grabs a hold on best spine buster. What a move, maybe taught to him by his uncle Dave Bautista as Dominik climbs to the top rope. And what's Dominik got in mind here? Frog splash from Dominik, making the cover. The referee 1, 2, oh my god, I thought that was it. Dominik in shock. I'm in shock. I thought that was it. That looked so close, but it was not enough. As Dominik, big kick to the back of The Miz, sends him neck first into that rope. That can't feel good. As Dominik tosses The Miz across the ring, charges at him, grabs a hold, lifts him to the top turnbuckle. What's Dominik got planned now? Trying to plant Miz down, but Miz with a big kick jumping off. And The Miz laying the it kicks onto Dominik Mysterio. Dominik Mysterio on his knees, and The Miz going for the final one and planting it right across the side of the head as Rey Mysterio, drawn to action, maybe had enough as The Miz tries to roll up Dominik. Rey Mysterio a bit distracted there as The Miz focusing on Dominik. What's he got planned? Rey Mysterio taking out John Morrison. Maybe had enough of The Miz and Morrison's antics. Miz distracted, and Dominik rushes over, grabs The Miz from behind, rolls him up. 2, 3! Oh my god, I can't believe it. Dominik Mysterio, the biggest win of his career, has beaten former WWE champion The Miz here in the main event. Usually it's Miz and Morrison providing the distractions for each other for victories, but this time Rey Mysterio providing a distraction, taking out Johnny Drip Drip, John Morrison himself, at ringside. The Miz distracted. Dominik runs up from behind. A little cradle, a little roll up, and it's Dominik with the biggest victory of his career over the former WWE champion, The Miz. I can't believe it. You have to think Rey's going to be really proud right now as Dominik comes out on top in the end. What a lovely moment. Rey not getting in the ring, giving Dominik his moment. He's won in the main event of Raw against the former WWE champion. Miz and Morrison can't believe it. They're not happy at all as Dominik celebrates on. What an end to... Oh my god, I thought this was it, but no. It's AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. The #1 contender for Roman Reigns' WWE Championship. The man Stone Cold Steve Austin himself is putting forward as the man who's going to bring home that championship to Raw, he says. Can he do it? What has AJ Styles got on his mind here? You have to think he'll have something to do with Roman Reigns in the ongoing WWE Championship situation. AJ Styles making his way to the ring. What a night we've already had, and now concluding it with AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, former multi-time WWE champion, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, no question of a doubt. AJ Styles has got something to say here. And what is it going to be? Let's find out. AJ Styles getting a mic and talking and demanding Roman Reigns comes out right now. AJ Styles had enough of the games, questioning Roman Reigns' position as a champion with the way he's acting. AJ Styles clearly not happy with the lack of Roman Reigns, with him not being here, calling him out, saying he's winning that WWE title come WrestleMania Backlash. AJ Styles clearly had enough of Roman Reigns' behavior as the so-called undisputed... Oh, there he is. You had to wonder how long it'd be till he showed up. Paul Heyman, the wise man, the special counsel to the tribal chief as he begins his long spit, and AJ Styles just cutting him off. No time for it from AJ Styles. Paul saying Roman will be here whenever the hell he damn well pleases. The tribal chief will decide when he shows up and where he shows up, and no one can tell him otherwise. And AJ Styles trash talking Roman Reigns a bit here. Yet oh my god, that's Roman Reigns placing the title down, and big boots to AJ Styles out of nowhere. Roman Reigns taking out AJ Styles, standing tall here over the phenomenal one. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman just providing a distraction as AJ gets to his feet and turns around into a spear from Roman Reigns. The tribal chief standing tall to end Raw here. What an episode. Standing tall in the end over the phenomenal one, proving he runs Raw and SmackDown for a reason. That's going to be all for today. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please leave a like and subscribe for more. And I just want to say thank you for watching.